Welcome everyone. Sorry we're a little late with the audio here, but welcome to Cortland versus Canton. Big SUNY matchup in women's hockey here this afternoon from the Roos house. That save made by netminder Molly Lenahan. Molly with her second start of the season. Roos are 5-0 on the young season with 4 different goaltenders picking up victories. Canton clears the zone. Nicely done. Schemenauer after it along the end boards. She's going to hold it there. Getting help from Sham Jackson. Sham's going to poke that one into the left corner. Dragons first to the puck and they'll clear. Out to center ice for Genevieve Braca. Back to the blue line. A wrister is deflected. Getting in front of that one was Schemenauer. Roos break the other way. On the right side, backhander is stopped by the netminder. As the Dragons dump in and get a change. Roos out of their own end yet again. As they push it forward, apparently O'Keefe wasn't quite to the red line. We'll get a nice single call. Unofficially, shots on goal right now, 4 for the Dragons, 3 for the Roos. Nice win for Canton yesterday as they down Morrisville 2-1. Morrisville was up 1-0 at the end of 1, but a goal in the second, goal in the third, and the Roos got the victory. Canton dominating on the shots on goal, but Morrisville netminder played well, kept her team in the game. That was the first SUNY contest of the year for both of those squads. So we'll start the conference play at 1-0. Move this one forward was Passwaters. Backhanding in is O'Keefe. Roos will get a line change here 6 minutes in as the Dragons look to break out quickly. Stretch pass, that is, off the skate of Roos defenseman Pavlasova. Anna goes back to get it. Canton bring it forward. That's Borgo. She got it to the blue line, knocked away. Brazil trying to carry it in, couldn't. This is a shot is stopped by Lenahan. A lot of parents in town this weekend for the Roos. We welcome them. They came into town for the back-to-back SUNY contest. For those who couldn't make it, well, we welcome you to our webcast here. Our camera person extraordinaire here today. Here's a wrist shot right on. Lenahan with the same good opportunity there for the Dragons. I think that was Kayla Persinger. But Lenahan was right there. Molly allowed just 1 goal in her lone start thus far this year, and her save percentage coming into this one was at .923. Sydney Valaquette is going to take this one away. Plays it up for Riley Anzel. It's a turnover by the Dragons, but they'll get it back. Tipped up to Grace Caracas, who shoots in. Valaquette back to get it for Canton. Sydney off the glass. Nice pass to Anzel. To the left side, here's Danica Lalone. Drop pass back. A wrister is deflected. That's up into the netting. Nifty looking play there as Anzel over to Lalone. And Danica dropped that one back for Kyla Small, but her shot was deflected up into the netting. A lot of happy women's hockey players yesterday after that first SUNY win of the year. Draw one, shot right on. Jackson's got it. Sham skating well here in the early going this season, which she usually does, but she's also racking up the points with 5 goals in 5 games for Sham Jackson. I don't know what her career high is in goals for a season, but she's got to be either at it or getting close. She's off to a fantastic start. Had a game-winning goal yesterday off the deflection of an Asha Hansen shot. At first I thought it was Asha's goal, but Sham got a piece of it and deflected it into the net for the win. Stepping up is Lila Cudney. She's going to fire one on net. Stop there for Eileen Giloud. Pronounce her name right. Here come the Roos. O'Keefe over the blue line and will get a whistle. Offsides is the call. Ashton Morris just ahead of the play. She's tried to drag that trail foot there, trail skate, her back. The one that was the last one over the line, but just didn't quite work out. She tried to slow down at the last moment. Scoreless at the Roos house. Shot in by the Dragons. It's going to be icing. Spoke with Cortland head coach Rick Filiguera before the game momentarily. Cortland had to stay almost an hour and a half away in Evans Mills because there's no hotel rooms in this area. There's so many sporting events going on this weekend. Everybody's sold out. So a little bit longer of a bus ride for Cortland than they were anticipating. Well, they knew they were staying that far away, but normally you want to stay a little closer to when you're traveling. Off a rebound, loose puck tapped in on the side of the goal, and the Dragons get the first one of the contest. A couple of rebounds there, bouncing around, and finally putting it in the back of the net is Kira Cook, the junior. She played at Northwood, and a couple of Roos played at Northwood as well, so I'm sure Kira knows a couple of the Canton players. But Kira Cook with the goal. And it's 1-0 Cortland. Scramble in front, and the Dragons cash in. He's looking to clear out their own zone here. He comes back for pass Waters. Now Schemenauer. Schemenauer is going to shoot it in. Dragons looking to clear. Hustling back to get this one for the Roos. That's Cudney. Get a whistle and we'll skate back down the other end. And the icing call midway through the first. 1-0 Cortland on the Kira Cook goal. I'm going to try the hometown name of Kira Cook. Lake Ronkonkoma. I haven't heard of that one. Ronkonkoma. Slaughtering that one too badly. Good chance. Well, the Roos find themselves in a familiar spot, same spot they were yesterday when they were down 1-0 in the first period to Morrisville. Nice pinch there. Was that Cudney? Yeah, it was. Nice pinch there to hold in along the boards. She not only kept the puck in, but Haley and she knocked Haley Hunter to the ice. Here's Cudney at mid-ice. O'Keefe is going to whack that at the other end as the Roos go for some changes. Cudney had it, couldn't keep it in. Here come the Dragons with the wrist shot up over the crossbar. Good-looking shot there by Mackenzie Brown. Battle for the puck in deep. Dragons come up with it. Back to the point. The shot. Taken by Dinsmore's, deflected. Dragons still control, however. Nifty move. The shot's blocked and it's cleared out. Boy, Grace Caracas all over the offensive end of the ice for the Dragons in that possession. Here she is again. Caracas double teamed along the boards. Ruse flip it out to center ice. As the Ruse cleared it out, Taylor Stoll, the freshman from Tupper Lake, managed to clear. Here's Pavlasova along the end boards, tied up. Sana come up with that one? Yeah, she did. Nice job. Good clearing pass there for the Ruse. They'll take it the other way. Tate, though, held up at the blue line, and the Dragons take it away. This one's going to slide in on Lenahan, and the netminder will cover up for Canton. .8:11 to go in the first period. 1-0 Red Dragons with the goal. Cortland, tough game last night. They lost 3-2 to Oswego, and they had 18 shots in the third period, but didn't score. Pavlasova around the boards to Lalone. Her clearing attempts blocked. Nicely played there by the Ruse. Nice play by Lucy Beal. Pavlasova's got it. Back to Beal. Up the boards. Lalone looking for it. She's got it. Nifty pass. Here's Danica bringing it forward. And she'll dump in. Back to get it is Delacourt for the Dragons. Out at center ice. Cortland's got it. Shots blocked. Nice D there for the Ruse, Jane Panko. Back out at the blue line, though. The Dragons have it. That shot pushed wide by Lenahan. Hansen trying to tie it up along the boards. Comes free. Dragons keep it in. They'll go D to D here with the wrist shot on net. And Molly Lenahan with the pad save. Back to the point again. That's Delacourt. This time she dumps in after it's Cook, the goal scorer for the Dragons. Better look out. Cortland buzzing here in the Canton zone, but as it comes out to the point, Carlin Bertrand looked up just for a second, lost sight of the puck, and it goes all the way down the other end. That'll give the Ruse a chance to get a change, get some fresh legs out there. Sydney Valaket leaves it for Schemenauer. Schemenauer back to Valaket. Now Schemenauer once again off the end boards to Cudney. Ruse methodically trying to clear that zone. Will they get it out? Yeah, they do. Nicely played by Kyla Small. Taken back by the Dragons, though. Here's Kylie Nolan over the blue line. Tied up Schemenauer. Good D. Look out. Free in the slot. Saved by Lenahan. Rebound, Cudney. Good shift here for Lila Cudney. Back out at center ice. Jackson tried to get around the Dragon. Couldn't quite. Dragons take it the other way. This shot is right on. Stick save made by Lenahan. Off the shot by Kylie Nolan. O'Keefe gets it over. Ruse trying to go after it. Trying to center that one was Morris. Comes back out to the neutral zone. Pavlasova. Back up to Ashton Morris. Ashton takes a shot. Stick save made. And Giroud will hold on to it. Eileen Giroud is from France. La Salle, France. Quite the commute. You know, France was a hotbed for hockey players, huh? Maybe at least for goaltenders. That's going to be an icing call against Cortland. We'll bring it back down to the other end, see if the Ruse sends some change lines here, and they do. Taylor Stoll out there with Danica Lalone along with Riley Enzel. Anzi Ryle. Not quite. Batted at. Kept in at the point by the Ruse. floating that in front was Lucy Beal. Dragons bring it quickly the other way. Grace Caracas down the left side. Her shot blocked. Well done. Good block there by Beal. Seeing another freshman for the Roos step up here. Oh, nifty move. Chance for the Dragons. Score. Turnover in their own end for the Roos. And making them pay for it is Katie Mahoney for Cortland, and it's 2-0 Dragons. Roos had it. Tried to pass it up the center of the ice in the slot. Mahoney, nifty move. She goes far side, and it's a 2-0 Cortland lead. Time of the goal, 15:08 in the first. Here's Jane Pankow for Canton. Trying to get away from the Dragons' forecheck. Held in at the blue line by Delacourt. But picked up by Canton. Now here's Sham Jackson. She'll backhand it deep. Back to get it is Carlin Bertrand. Dragons out to center ice. Dumping in is Fanny Anborn. Anna Bourne. Sorry about that, Fanny. This could be an icing call against Canton. 4:04 to go in the first period. 2-0. Red Dragons with the lead. So Passwaters to take the draw for the Roos against Drayson. It'll come around the boards. Dragons control. Pass to the high slot. Oh, nice move. Whacked that. Blocked. Chasing after it for the Roos is Jordan Carocchio. Dragons hold it in and feed it in front. Kicked aside by Lenahan. Here's a shot. Rebound in the slot. In the crease. Pushed wide by the Roos. Wow, Lenahan was down and out. I think she had somebody on her. Like sitting on her, or somebody had fallen on her, scrambled in front, and the Dragons were so close to taking that 3-goal lead. So Roos with the scramble, they managed to keep that one out of the back of the net, but that was close. Bouncing puck in the crease. Roos get away with a little nudge there. Dragons hold it into the blue line. Well, the defensemen have been really good about faking a shot and then dancing by the Roos defense. The Dragons right now buzzing in the Canton zone. Here's a floater on net. Lenahan save, and the rebound trickles just wide of the net. Dragons all over the Roos right now. Here's a shot. Lenahan stops it with the glove. We're going to get a whistle, and I think this is going to be a Canton penalty. Interference is going to be the call. Wow, that's quite a shift there for the Dragons. Best one of the game without a goal, at least. And it looked like a yard sale down there for a moment in front of the Canton net. And the penalty for interference is going to be called against Jordan Carocchio, the junior from Oswego. And it'll be a Cortland power play. Shots on goal right now, unofficially 13-5 in favor of the Dragons. And they've got a power play opportunity here. Jackson trying to clear the zone. She couldn't. Kept in nicely by Fanny Annaborn. Dragons trying to take a 3-goal lead here late in the first. They are from the blue line. This shot blocked by Lalone. This one stopped by Lenahan. Pavlasova knocks it over to the boards. She's going to get double teamed down there. Held in again by Annaborn. She's going to take the wrister. Lenahan with the save. Lenahan with another save. Scramble in front, and it's a goal. Lenahan almost got pushed into the net as well. Scramble out in front. The Dragons are all over it, and they lead this one 3-0. Time of the goal, 17:55 of the first period. As the Red Dragons have taken over here in the final few minutes of the period. just crashing the net. And don't ask me who scored that one, because there were about 3 dragons right there. 3-zip, Cortland. 2 even strength goals and 1 on the power play for the Dragons. Ruse looking to regroup as Panko circles in her own end. Jane off the glass. Knocked down and sent back in by the Dragons. Back to get it is Beal. Beal up the center of the ice. That's deflected. It's going to slide all the way down to Cortland netminder Eileen Giloud. Sorry about my French accent. It's pretty bad, huh? That was sounded very American, didn't it? Ruse, clear it. Rink wide to O'Keefe. Kira's going to carry it down the right side. Gives her teammates a chance to change here. Jackson jumps in front of a pass. Sham's pass was deflected and taken away. Here's a steal out at center ice by Anzel, and she sent it in deep. But no, that was Schemenauer. Thought it was 21, not 27, but it's 27, Schemenauer. Ruse, good forecheck. Jackson had it along the boards. She's going to take a whack at it. She battles a couple of Dragons. Cortland comes up with it. Trying to skate it out is Caracas. This time it's Passwaters along the boards. Caracas is going to shoot that one in. Sydney Valaquette back to get it. Canton got it to the blue line, now out. Drew Kopech sends it cross ice. This shot is on net with 12 seconds left in the clock. Across the way, men's basketball. Ruse leading Northern Vermont Linden by 20 at the half, 56-36. I'm gonna head back over there after this one. I'll be back eventually though, Laura, and I don't know if we'll have the audio here for the complete game. We're trying to get as much as of both games as possible. Unless you want to take over. You want to take over? Here, you prefer the camera person role on that one? Yeah. All right. Well, you know, I just want to let you know that option's there for you. So Cortland takes over late in the first period in this one. They get a couple of goals late. And at the end of one period of play here in Canton, it's the Red Dragons 3, the Ruse nothing. We'll be back in just a little bit as we start up the second period with you. Roos clear their own zone out. Here they come. 2-on-2 into the Cortland end. Shots right on. Rebound. Another save. Danica Lalonde didn't quite get what she wanted on that one. Had a good opportunity off that long rebound, but it was kicked aside. Here's a deflection out in front that goes wide of the net. Dragons are going to push this one off the boards and down the ice. And a Pavlasova for the Roos. Tried the long stretch pass. We're going to get a offsides there against the Dragons. It's been all Dragons so far, 4-zip. Cortland with the lead. Roos 5-0 thus far this season, but right now they would need a heck of a rally here against this strong Cortland squad. Canton controls off the draw. Getting body off the play was Kyla Small. Held in by Cudney. Flipped forward by Ashton Morris. Taken away by Kayla Persinger for the Dragons. Morris pushes it down the left side. Dragons take over once again. This will be Sydney Valacat as she goes back to get it. We get a whistle. Icing is the call against Cortland. Dragons looking for a change. They're not going to get one there. Roos will send out some fresh legs, and Passwaters will take the draw for Canton. As she goes up against Morgan Raymond. Here's a shot right on. Save made by Giloud. I think that's probably more like Giloud, huh? Did you take French in high school? You gonna give me advice on that? Oh. All right, so much for that idea. I thought we were really heading in the right direction for a moment. Panko, good D there, kind of chops it off the stick of Morgan Raymond. Lenahan will cover up. Talking to Molly's folks earlier today. Good to catch up with them. They're in town for the weekend. Face-off won by Taylor Stoll. Danica alone with a touch pass. Carried in by the Roos. Here's a shot and a glove save made on Taylor Stoll. Giloud with the glove save. Eileen Giloud. I think my French is getting better as the game progresses. Taylor Stoll with the shot on goal, the freshman from Tupper Lake. She already got 3 goals and 2 assists. So 5 points through 5 games for the freshman. Here's a shot from the point that sails just wide. That one taken by Stoll. This one's going to trickle in on Lenahan. We're going to get a penalty, yeah. That's a good call. No need for it. Jocelyn Drayson just went in, and Lenahan had the puck covered for a little while there. And Drayson kind of took a shot at it. That's where you can get a, if you're a goalie, you don't want a hand injury or anything like that. And no need for it. So Drayson will go out. Roots will go on the power play, try to get on the scoreboard here. Kyla Small, Danica Lalonde, Riley Anzel, Anna Pavlasova, and Lucy Beal out there for the Roos on the power play. Face-off controlled by the Dragons. They'll shoot it all the way down. So freshman Lucy Beal, she's got 8 assists through 5 games. So she's out there in the power play. She's put up some good points here in the early going in her rookie campaign. Here's Lalonde. Up ice for the Roos. Danica around the goal. Got stripped of the puck. And the Dragons steal it away. Ainsley Delacourt at the blue line. She'll push it deep. Tried to whack at it there. Almost got a shot on that. There's 1:10 to go on the Roos power play as the Dragons tie it up deep in the Canton end. You know, the Dragons are going to get a change off this. A good effort there for Kira Cook for Cortland. She tied the puck up long enough for her teammates to get a change. Get some fresh penalty killers out there. Here's Beal, nudges it forward. Jane Panko circles at her own blue line. Cross ice to Valaket. Sydney drops one back to Panko. Jane over the blue line. O'Keefe trying to hold it in, and she can't quite. Persinger clears it out. Valaket moves it forward, can't quite connect. That's going to be an icing. 10-12 to go in the third. It's a 4-zip Cortland lead. 16 seconds left on the penalty to number 16 for Cortland. So the Roos will have to go the length of the ice if they want to get a power play goal here. Time dwindling down with the advantage. Yeah, Cortland has 6 skaters out there. That's, at the moment, too many. Off this face-off. Passwaters wins it as Panko steps in. This one's up into the crowd. And we'll get some changes on the Roos side of things, as there's only 5 seconds left on the power play for Canton. Roos win the face-off again. Beal, D to D to Pavlasova. Anna off the boards. And the Roos get over the blue line, taken in by Abby Tate. Pavlasova down the boards, centering pass. Nobody home for the Roos. Stoll tried to feed it to the top of the slot. At her own blue line, it's Beal. Spins around, sends it up for Pavlasova. Comes back to Anna. Now Lucy Beal. Looking for Sham Jackson. It bounced over her stick. Icing's waved off. Jackson hustles down. Takes on a pair of Dragons. Cortland comes up with the puck. Out to center ice. Valaket steps up. Here comes Sydney Valaket. Shoots it right on. Rebound is there. Save made. Another rebound. Trying to center it. The Roos get one in front, and it just slides by the goal on the left side. Back to Kira O'Keefe. O'Keefe leaves it along the boards. Tucked in deeper by Ashton Morris. Roos buzzing here in the Cortland end, trying to get that first goal of the game. Dragons reverse direction. Dinsmore gets it out to center ice. This one's going to go the length of the ice. Icing is waved off. Chased down, heads up play by Haley Hunter. Hunter gets it back to the blue line. Now it's Sydney Valaket, who started that flurry, offensive flurry moments ago for SUNY Canton. O'Keefe's going to shoot it in. The Roos will go for a change. Passwaters after it, hounding on the forecheck. Dragons break out. Push down into the corner. Shot from the high slot. Lenahan, blocker save. Rebound is there, and scoots, just scorched by Lenahan, but goes wide of the net. Give Molly another save on that one. Delacourt feeding it up ice. Panko takes it back. Jane to center ice. Nice job there by the Roos. Danica Lalone, as she kept it alive, and Canton gets it in the Cortland zone. 7.5 to go in the third. 4-zip Cortland. Pinching on that play was Lucy Beal. Jackson uses her speed to get to the puck. Trying to move it forward for Schemenauer. This one slides to the goal, and covering up is Eileen Giloud. Yeah. From Les Sauces, France. Les Sauces? Sauce. Not saucy, but yeah, you know, saucy. Dragons out to center ice. This one's pushed deep. Off the end boards. Good hustle there by Shem Jackson to make sure that one didn't come in front of the goal. In the slot. Played back out to the right point. Brown is there to send it in deep. Pair of 11s in behind the goal. That's Cook and Pavlisova. Dragons come up with the puck. And it's backhanded in deep by Mackenzie Brown. Ooh, Beal gets ridden into the boards. Dragons back in the neutral zone. Both teams get some changes as Lenahan leaves it behind her net. Pavlisova gets tied up. I think Anna didn't realize that Beal was with her at the end boards. Here's one from the point. Ashton Morris takes it. Pushes it up for O'Keefe. Comes in front of the goal. Just a little bit too far in front for Kyla Small. Split second sooner. She might have had a good opportunity. Here the Roos again looking to generate some offenses. O'Keefe flips it toward the net. And it'll be Giroud will cover it up. Roos men's hockey has a game this evening. 7 o'clock start here at the Roos house. Hamilton, I think, right? Hamilton. Yeah, Hamilton's ranked number 8 in the country. Roos men's hockey beat number 7 in the country earlier this year, so hey, why not try to beat another top 10 team? Nice play there by Cudney. She cuts off the cutting dragon. Here's O'Keefe, centering pass. Moves it up for Kyla Small. Small pushed into the boards. And physical at times here this evening. The referees let them play a little bit. Don't mind seeing that, to be honest. Valaket stick handles and then dumps in. 5 minutes to go. 4-zip Dragons. Shots on net. Roos inching a little bit closer. They've actually had some decent opportunities here in the third period and have at times carried the play a bit. But they haven't been able to find the back of the net as of yet. Lalone is there in the left corner, fanned on that passing attempt. And that'll allow Katie Mahoney, who scored a goal back in the first period for the Dragons, to clear it out. Danica stick handling. Over the blue line, backhands in deep. She'll go off for a change as the Dragons send it out to center ice. And look out, here comes Anna Bourne. She shoots and scores. Fanny Anna Bourne, top right corner, and that was a snipe. Roos had an opportunity out at center ice, and the puck just got by the Canton defender, and that allowed Anna Bourne to go in all alone. And Fanny Anna Bourne, nasty looking shot there. Well done by the senior from Sweden. You speak Swedish? Oh, what a disappointment. I barely speak English. So Anna Bourne with the goal, and it's 5-0 Cortland. That was a shot. She's from Linköping, Sweden. Pretty sure I nailed that one. Yeah. Well, you know, you speak French. Dragons dump in. Lucy Beal to the red line. She'll float one in behind the net. Comes out to the side. Shem Jackson gets pushed away from the play. Dragons to center ice. They got a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Here's a shot, and Lenahan will glove that one down. Wrister by Genevieve Sabraka. Sabraka from Texas. You got Dragons from all over, right? Texas, Ontario, New York. 2 from Texas. Sabraka and Drayson. Minnesota, Massachusetts. Yep, Emma McLean. She's from Burlington, Mass. That's not, it's just outside of Boston. Dallas. Good old Pulaski. Several from Ontario. I did mention Ontario earlier. I think I mentioned Minnesota, a couple from Minnesota. So Illinois, Ella Iwinski. Michigan, that's Olivia Lumpes, the junior goaltender. So, yeah. Red Dragons, tough loss last night, but boy, they've got the job done here today. They look sharp. That's why they've been in the top 10, top 15 in the nation here in votes this year. And pretty sure they're going to be among the nationally ranked teams in the end of the year as well. Lalone over on the left side got spun around a bit. Rue's still working hard. Danica in on the forecheck. Couldn't quite come up with it. Back after it is Riley Anzel. She gets steered to the boards. Panko battling. Along with Dinsmore. Anzel gets it whacked off her stick. The Roos shoot it in. Yeah, that's going to be an icing call. Oh, Eminem on it. Yeah. Well, the Roos are on the road. Oh, no, they're home, right? They're home next week against Buff State, William Smith. Well, something to look forward to in the North Country. Oof, Pinko gets knocked down along the end boards. She's okay, though, as she gets up. Final couple of minutes here at the Roos house. We'll clear that ice, hit the Zamboni. Ooh, a chance there, side of the goal. On a nice feed by the Dragons. Schemenauer trying to shovel that one into the corner, and she does. Yeah, we'll get the Zamboni out here shortly and get ready for the men's game against Hamilton. Why watch 3 hockey games on a weekend when you can watch 4? Yeah, it is. Hey, I appreciate the color commentary. You are kind of chiming in there a little bit, huh? Yeah, we got to put a headset on you. Especially with your, your knowledge of French. Yeah. You've got even bigger knowledge of hockey than you do French? Okay. Oh. For folks who couldn't see that, that was just a pinch. All right, minute 18 to go in this one. We get a timeout. Yeah, Roos want a timeout. Kaylee Hart's got a 5-point play in the book. Did I already congratulate men's basketball on their win today? Did I do that? No. 106-77, Roos men's basketball with the win, so that was fun to watch. They scored 58 points in each half. Really something. Their first win of the season. They had 3 close games that they barely lost earlier in the season, and finally they just exploded today, so that was good to see. So all the Roos winter teams are in the win column. Men's basketball winning today for the first time. They're 1-3. Women's basketball 3-0. Women's hockey 5-0 for about another minute 18 anyway, and then they'll drop to 5-1. Men's hockey lost their first game of the year last year. They're 4-1. So team's off to a good start this winter season. Really looking forward to watching them the entire year, all 4 teams. 3 of these teams winter made it to the SUNY playoffs last year, and they're hoping that men's basketball will join this year. Here's a shot that's blocked in the final minute of play here in the third. Yeah, that one popped into the bench. Is that why we blew that one dead? Lucy Beal kept it in momentarily, and then the whistle sounded. Beal backhands this one in. Sent back her way. Spinning into the zone is Kira O'Keefe. Hello to Kira's family in Colorado. They're regular viewers / listeners here to the webcast. Amongst our favorite Coloradoans. I worked on that for like years. Yeah, no, I looked it up. I Googled it. I Googled it and then mispronounced it for like 2 years, but I think I'm getting it now. Yeah, it's similar to my French. Now the goalie from Cortland, Eileen Gilou, to be happy to get out of here if I don't say her name again. But she does get out of here with the shutout. She was spectacular today, unofficially 21 saves. And the Cortland Red Dragons pick up the SUNY Conference victory here today. They were solid start to finish, outstanding, and they got out to the 3-0 lead after one and never looked back. 4-0 after two, and 5-0 final in favor of the Dragons as they hand the Roos their first loss of the season. And Canton falls to 4-1 as the Red Dragons pick up the win here this afternoon. Final score, Cortland 5, Canton 0. Thanks for watching and listening, everyone. We'll see you next weekend if you're going to watch some more Roos women's hockey. We'll see you then.